Hi again. I'm Barbara Rose Fernandez, and I wanted to put pretty much all the training I do on video for people who are in my team so I don't have to reteach people and reteach people and reteach people. And I came up with a system how I train people, and I wanted to give a general overview, disclaimer, and general perspective of these videos with regarding the Institute that teaches them. So I learned everything I know about dealing with autism pretty much at the Sunrise program at the Option Institute, and the Sunrise program is also known as the Autism Treatment Center of America, or ATCA. That's right. Anyway, so they trained me, and they're actually here to train people who have an autistic child to actually run a program like I do. I just make videos for how you would train some outside person who usually in my program, it's probably an average of the people average about maybe 4 months, 3 to 4 months in our program. So unless you want to spend a heap of money and a lot of effort on people come, people go. Some people stayed in my program in Dallas when I left. They had been there for over 4 years, but some people came and left in like 2 weeks and never called me back, or came for the first session and never called me back, or they were there for 4 months and then moved, or it's all over the place. So you want to spend your money, in my opinion, on you or people you know are going to be around, like somebody who, let's say, has worked with you for a few years, and you know they're going to be there at the Institute, and they train you how to run this program. I could not run this program the way I'm running this program, which I think is successful at this point, or is about to be successful in the next couple years, next year or two. For now, 6 years. 6 years, as of today, or as of now, without going there. I tried to run my program without going there from my house because we were having some issues. I won't go into detail, but I couldn't, at the time, find circumstances that would allow me to go to the program for a week. And I tried the program at home with joining and generally being happy and loving and accepting my child and teaching people that I paid who are babysitters from our neighborhood. And I had a volunteer or two to be in generally that way. And I can tell you right now, it made a huge amount of difference. I saw more improvements that summer. It was the summer of 2007 than I had in all the other years with any other therapy combined. So it's still really powerful stuff. However, as soon as that was just a few people, it wasn't a whole program. I wasn't sure what to do to train new people. I didn't have anything like a team. I mean, I just had like a few sessions a week, maybe 5 sessions a week for my volunteers, which is tiny. And I had trouble recruiting and training people, I guess in that fall of September 2007. But because there was so much improvement and everything, my husband saw how dramatic it was. I know he was much, and things had changed. So basically I was able to go in December of 2007. However, I would not do this. I would not attempt to run. I mean, look, if you can't afford to go, I would go work in a program like my program with your child and learn from somebody who's actually learned from the pros how to run their program, and you could be actually trained how to work with your own child that way, and you wouldn't have to pay for it. You would be free with your volunteer hours, or you could get paid. In my program, you get paid. But I would not, unless I was really stuck for it, I would not. And by the way, that tends to not really work out. I don't know why, but we have never had a parent of an autistic child have it work out. I don't know what's going on with that. There are issues about timing and childcare, and people don't get how important it is to do this program. So it doesn't work. It has not worked. I've never successfully had somebody take it, despite having a number of people come to my informational meetings, which is shocking. But what I'm saying is, people who want to learn, if you want to learn this program and do this program, you need to go to the Institute. I have a friend that was saying it's like trying to defend yourself in court, like you wouldn't be full enough to do that. I mean, those people, your chances of getting convicted are like astronomical if you don't have an attorney in court. It's the same thing. Like, you wouldn't want to do this. This is like doing surgery on somebody without any supervision. I have no idea there are all kinds of analogies, but you wouldn't want to learn how to drive without anyone showing you how to use a car so you don't crash yourself. I just would not do this. I could not do this. The attitude training they give you at the Institute, I could not do what I need to do to last like a marathon, which is what I needed to do with my daughter. Maybe you'll get lucky and your child will take a year to recover. Mine was 6.5 when she started. It takes longer when your children are older. And I was not like, it was not my dream to be a therapist or work with the disabled or the mentally challenged, or to be a nurse, or to be an actor on stage or anything. It's amazing how almost everything I ever really hated to do all landed in my lap, and that was my job. Either that or my child wouldn't recover. So that, I know there are people who they dream of being in special education and they have a child who has autism. They're like, oh, that's great. I'll spend 5 hours a day doing that. I was like, no, I can't tell you. That was hard for me. I didn't like dream for that. This was not my dream. But my dream is now to recover my daughter so I can swallow the other goals. But I have to work on myself emotionally to make that feel comfortable and exciting, as opposed to like a unwanted. There are all kinds of things I used to think of it. I used to think differently. And going to the Institute, you can do these dialogues with people and have consultations with the actual people who ran the actual program and their children, like Bryn Kaufman and Ron Kaufman, the first Sunrise child, and with Samaria, who's the mom who mainly sort of created the program, and Barry No Kaufman, whose philosophy was the reason that, sort of he was co-participant in creating the program. I mean, all these wonderful people that have been participant in it. Go there. You need to go there. Nothing in this would substitute for actual. It's like, this is not a medical clinic. Don't use this as medical care. Like, it's like those disclaimers. This is not actually to train anybody how to do Sunrise. This is to train people how to train other people, to cut it down and cut and chisel it so some other person who's never been there can like get a sense of what you're doing. Some person who's like in school and they're balancing you with their waitressing job. This is for you to make this not into some kind of like, has to be a retreat and they have to like, this is their new religion or something. People are trying to integrate you in a part-time way in their life. This is how you carve it down and systematize it so you can have new people come and go and you've got a system. You're not just like, I don't know what to teach that person. I did this with that person and they left, and I did this with that person. And I used to not know what I was doing. The thing that made it all systematic was I had a bunch of interns that started in 2011. I turned my program into an internship, and I still do this, by the way, for pay, and I can do this for you. Get on the phone and turn my program into an internship at every college I can touch nearby, with four-year college students that are motivated by their career, that they want to get a recommendation, they want this actual experience, and say they did it. These are special ed people, nursing students, occupational therapy, physical therapy students, pre-meds who want to work in mental health or autism or anything like that. I'm probably forgetting something. We've had people in art therapy, music therapy people who've had family members. I have somebody in my program that has two cousins that have autism, but is in music. Is a marketing major, business school. So, but has a permanent reason to learn this material because they have two cousins that they're gonna use it. And by the way, I will do another training video about how you would actually find participants in the general categories. Like, I can go into more detail on that. Or you can call me. I do consultations. But I mainly just do where Sunrise lets off. The bottom line is Sunrise is for you. Sunrise trains you how to be present, loving, completely there for your child, wrangle with all the challenges, the people that come and go. I had somebody stole 3 coats from me. I bought 3 North Face coats, and they all got stolen over a period of like a couple months. I mean, like, there's stuff that you're gonna have to deal with. But I would not recommend and do not consider this a substitute for running the program. I'm not even teaching you what you need to know to run your program. Just so you know. I mean, to really run your program, you have to talk about what they train you at the Institute and how your perspective to your child is. You need to go there. The bottom line is you need to go there. Go to startup. And then you can call me about getting your team staffed. Because that's actually some of the biggest challenge. Once you even get the attitude and everything, they can teach you how to do that, but they don't teach you how to be a marketer. You can develop that knowledge over years like I did, but who wants to do that? I mean, seriously, if I could have paid somebody on my team full in like a 3-week period or something like that, or 4-week period, like, it's actually less than that if you can speed up the intake process. You could have a full in like 10 days or something. I would do that. I would not repeat what I did. I would never want to repeat what I did, which is trying all kinds of things and having people come and go and quit. But when I started my internships, people would come in all at the same time. So we'd have like 4 students, all from the same university, show up, and they're there for the whole semester. And they would all be learning at the same time. It'd be like, okay, this week we're teaching everybody this. And I noticed people would develop on a certain track. I'd be like, that's funny. I just gave this feedback to this person yesterday. And then I'd like the next person 2 or 3 days later come like, that's funny. I just gave this feedback to those other people. So it's like, it wasn't exactly at the same week necessarily, but it was real similar. It was like they were moving kind of in tandem. And I started developing my program to reflect that developmental model of the participant, which is different from the developmental model of your child. And I know there isn't one of those at the Institute, as best I know. I created mine. I call it the participant progress pyramid. I have a pyramid that they follow. And then there are goals within that, and you work on that, and they move up the pyramid. And then when they get to the top, they start integrating developmental goals, which you as a Sunrise parent, having gone to Startup and Maximum Impact and New Frontiers and everything, or the intensive, you will actually be doing those to start with. Like I'm saying, this is for other people. This is for people who come and go. To have them be interested enough that they want to participate. And there's a video I'm going to put out that's about what I do at an informational meeting, how I tell people about the program in general. There's the first training session. There's the feedback from the first training session. There's all kinds of feedback as they go all the way up the pyramid. Like I was saying, there's like 25 things for each of the things on here. If you're going to be learning like join, there's like 25 things about joining that if you click on it, like on my website, they're eventually going to all be on there. Like, okay, the thing about joining this and joining that, and what about that, and don't be to the back of the person, and what about sounds, and what if, it's like all these different things. So, it's just getting back to the disclaimer. This is a Sunrise program. It is not the Sunrise program. There's only one Sunrise program. The Sunrise program is in Sheffield, Massachusetts, and you can actually work with the people who created the Sunrise program. I'll even give their phone number. Well, they're at sunrise, son-rise.org, and they're also at, you can go to the Option Institute, option.org, but the main number at the Option Institute and the Sunrise program is 413-229-2100. That's 413-229-2100. Tell them that Barbara Rose, or Barbara Rose Fernandez, I kind of go by both, sent you, and that actually means we get referral credits, and it's really great, and they realize that this is helping bring people in, which I hope it is. And then come here when you're at home, and you get home and you're ready to do your whole program, and you go, where do I put my flyers? Gosh, that's funny. I'm not getting any responses from this mega church. Like we had a mega church, like a really big church, giant church. We got no responses. We got one response from somebody who participated in the entire 5 years we ran the program in Dallas. It was like nobody in that environment wanted to participate. They were all into like enjoying themselves with each other. I don't know. Nobody wanted to do anything really helpful for a disabled child. Seriously, not even our inquiry. So there are places that will completely stump you that you won't realize, like, I can help you with how to get your people, is what I'm saying. And you don't have to waste your time. You have to spend hundreds of dollars putting your ads and things that don't pay off at all, don't ever work. I can go into a lot of detail. I'll do that in another training video. But this video is to tell you, don't do this without going to the Institute first. Seriously, I use the training from the Institute every day of the year, multiple times a year. I use the attitude training. I use stuff I got from dialogues. I teach people things that I changed in his beliefs in dialogues. I remember with William Hogan having a dialogue that the week I went to Startup on that Friday afternoon, I had a giant insight that I actually tried to make up the reasons why autism in my life could have been somehow a blessing, and I was crazy shocked to find out I could make up anything, that I couldn't believe there was any reason. But that changed my life. It changed the sense of burden away and everything. Anyway, so it went away. So number one, this program is never intended to substitute for going to the Institute. You will, I think, prediction, you will not make it if you don't go there first. I wouldn't. I'm just saying I wouldn't. If I'm me, you're you. My beliefs may not apply to you. But I went there first. I went to every program I could afford. I'm not kidding. I've been there for a total of, I think it's like 4 months, a continuous lifetime. If you put them all together, I've been there for like 12 weeks. I'm about to go there for a 4-week mentor certification. I've been to every Sunrise program except for the intensive. I even went to the Sunrise Wide Awake Week when they used to have it. I've been to all kinds of adult programs, pretty much every program short of maybe 5 I've never been to. I'm never going to go to the man one then. I mean, things like I haven't been to the woman one, but I've been to every other program. I'm saying I ate it up. And the great thing is the more you get, the better you have more to teach. People think that you are different because you are different. If you go hang around with the Kaufmans and learn what they know, you come off differently and people enjoy you much more. I think so. I enjoy me better. And you'll have more to teach and you keep it. Everything you get, you keep. Everything you go there to take care of yourself and learn for yourself, you keep. It's in your pocket. Nobody walks off with it. If I had sent a bunch of people in my program up to training, I did send somebody up to training, and in the end, they weren't in our program more than a year before they left. And that if that had gone into me, that $1,000 in a program, it would be here right now and it'd be paying rewards. So I believe in just getting super, super, super trained. Avail yourself of every service. I've gone many, many dialogues. I mean, don't ask, dozens, I don't know, with all these different people at the Institute over 5-6 years, and it's all stuff I use. So anyway, you can call me and ask me about that. I can explain. I do consultations from where they let off, and wherever I think they do something already, I don't go there because I don't want to compete with them. I'm just here to be helpful where they don't have the resources or the interest. And in this case, I'm really into helping people recruit and train and maintain their staff. I never use them for that. I just use them for everything else. I use them for how. Every time I talked to Bryn, it was always, how are you feeling? Like, I'm really upset. And we never talked about staffing. We always talked about how I felt so I'd feel better. Then the next day I'd have to staff my program alone anyway because I couldn't afford as many sessions as I'd love to. I'd love to talk to her about staffing. Never once did it. It's always been about attitude and something directly pressing in the program, and then it's back to back to square one. I have to come up with marketing on my own and figure out how to make people enjoy what I'm teaching instead of feel like I'm being difficult or to be unclear about things. Like, I have policy documents I'm going to put on the website. There are things that I just hand people about. This is what we want from you. You have to call within a certain amount of time or you lose your sessions and things like that. So I'll get that all out to you. I'm just going to put it all out there. As far as I'm concerned, it's all free. You can call me if you want anything else beyond that. And I do consultations. Anyway, okay, thank you, everyone. Oh, and I think it's going to be under the name Autism Coaches, LLC, or no, Autism Coaches, which is part of my Barbara Rose Enterprises, LLC. So it is itself, I guess, an LLC. Anyway, but right now I'm just Barbara. Okay, but thank you so much. Good luck. Go to the programs. Go to every program you possibly can afford and tell them I sent you. And thank you very much. Love you, Paris and Samari, and all of you. Thank you. Thank you for making this all possible.